If you're craving hack-and-slash games that hit hard, dive deep into brutal worlds, and keep your adrenaline spiking non-stop, then you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about ultra-violent, story-heavy action experiences that don't just test your reflexes, they pull you straight into unforgettable worlds packed with chaos, tragedy, and some of the coolest lore in gaming. So settle in, and let's slice our way through 15 of the most brutal hack-and-slash titles you need to play right now. Bloodborne. We're kicking things off with a descent into pure cosmic madness. Bloodborne drops you into Yharnam, a once prosperous Gothic city torn apart by a plague that twists humans into beasts. You arrive as a hunter seeking a cure, but the deeper you go, the more you uncover the truth behind the healing church, the experiments with old blood, and the cosmic great ones quietly pulling the strings. Every district feels like a chapter in a nightmare. Hemwick witches harvesting organs, the Forbidden Woods hiding rituals gone wrong, and Bergenworth scholars who unlocked knowledge mankind should never have touched. The story slowly shifts from Victorian horror to full-blown cosmic revelation, and you're never allowed to feel safe. Every clue, every note, every NPC slowly pushes you toward understanding the real cost of transcending humanity. Gameplay keeps things brutally quick and aggressive. Dodging replaces blocking. Trick weapons change form on the fly, and the rally system rewards staying on the offensive instead of hiding behind a shield. Bosses like Father Gascoigne and Ludwig keep your heart pumping with non-stop pressure. Once you survive Yharnam, you're ready for something more grounded, but no less intense. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Sliding from cosmic horror to Sengoku-era tragedy, Sekiro hits you with one of the most personal stories from software ever told. You play as Wolf, a shinobi bound by oath to protect the divine heir, Kuro. What starts as a simple rescue mission spirals into a tale about immortality, duty, and the cost of loyalty. Wolf's failure, his severed arm, and his resurrection set the tone for a narrative built on redemption. Meanwhile, Ashina teeters on collapse as Genichiro seeks immortality at any cost to save his clan. That desperation, mixed with corrupted monks, resurrected warriors, and the dragon's mysterious influence, gives the world a heavy, tragic energy. You're constantly reminded that every faction believes its path is righteous, yet every path leads to sacrifice. When it's time to fight, Sekiro becomes a rhythm-based duel machine. The posture system rewards aggression and precision, turning battles into sword-clashing showdowns. You deflect, jump, sweep counter, and pressure enemies until they crumble. It's fast, clean, and punishes hesitation. Once you cut through Ashina, it's time to shift back toward classic dark fantasy.
Farron's Undead Legion, the Abyss Watchers.
Dark Souls III. Now we're stepping into the dying embers of a world that refuses to stay dead. Dark Souls III throws you into Lothric during the final era of the Age of Fire, where Lords of Cinder, who once prolonged the flame, now abandon their duty. You rise as the Ashen One, tasked with dragging these reluctant rulers back to their thrones. Every location reflects a world folding in on itself, cathedrals sinking into swamps, kingdoms merging through time distortions, and ancient horrors resurfacing as the cycle breaks down. Characters like Prince Lothric, Aldrich, and Yhorm each represent different responses to fate, giving the entire narrative a somber, closing chapter vibe. The story is about inevitability. The fire is fading, the world is tired, and you're walking through the ruins of legends. Gameplay tightens everything. Souls fans love. Fast-rolling, refined weapon arts, and responsive combat make every encounter smoother but deadlier. Bosses like the Twin Princes and the Nameless King test timing and spacing in spectacular ways. Speaking of dark worlds unraveling, the next entry takes us to a realm that breaks wide open.
Go forth. Become Elden Lord.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring expands the dark fantasy formula into something massive and mythic. You awaken as a tarnished, summoned back to the lands between after the shattering of the Elden Ring and the fall of Queen Marika's golden age. Every demigod, corrupted by their shard of power, shapes their territory into a twisted reflection of their inner chaos. Godric grafts limbs in desperation. Radahn holds on to glory even as rot eats him alive, and Ranni seeks to rewrite destiny entirely. You unravel the political fractures, the betrayal of the Golden Order, and the cosmic truths behind the greater will and outer gods. Every region from Liurnia to Caelid hides centuries' worth of history, and the deeper you dig, the more you feel the weight of a world badly scarred by divine conflict. Gameplay gives you freedom to approach everything your way. Mounted combat, magic variety, colossal weapons, ashes of war. Everything encourages experimentation. Bosses range from colossal demigods to twisted fauna, each demanding different strategies. After such a sprawling epic, it's time to visit a more focused but equally mythic journey. Nioh 2. Shifting into Japanese mythology with a sharp supernatural edge, Nioh 2 puts you in the role of Hyde, a half-human, half-yokai warrior navigating the chaotic Sengoku era. The story follows your connection to Tokichiro, an ambitious merchant chasing greatness, and Kashin Koji, a sinister figure manipulating history from the shadows. As demonic disturbances increase across Japan, Hyde's struggle becomes a tale about identity, corruption, and how ambition can twist even well-meaning intentions. Yokai lords, historical warlords, and corrupted spirits intermix to create a narrative split between human conflict and supernatural upheaval. It's a saga that ties personal destiny to a country on the brink of transformation. Gameplay is technical and punishing. Key management, yokai abilities, burst counters, and multiple stances give battles insane depth. The battles demand adaptive thinking, as both your human and yokai sides come into play. If you want that same energy, but with sci-fi flair, the next title scratches that itch perfectly. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Now we're slashing our way into a near-future war economy with Raiden at the centre. Metal Gear Rising's plot kicks off when private military corporations escalate global instability to profit from conflict. Raiden, now a cyborg ninja working for Maverick Security, becomes entangled with Desperado Enforcement, a rogue PMC manipulating world events and harvesting child soldiers' brains. Throughout the story, Raiden confronts moral decay, political cynicism, and his own past trauma as Jack the Ripper. His showdown with Senator Armstrong, whose brutal ideology pushes Raiden past breaking, remains one of gaming's most intense narrative climaxes. Gameplay is all about precision cutting, Zandatsu allows you to slice enemies in real time, parry attacks, and build stylish combos. Fast-paced combat mixed with flashy boss battles creates pure hack-and-slash adrenaline. Our next game keeps the intensity but shifts the focus to a legendary ninja legacy. Ninja Gaiden Black. Heading into pure classic brutality, Ninja Gaiden Black follows Ryu Hayabusa after the Dark Dragon Blade is stolen from his clan. What starts as revenge becomes a sweeping journey through fiends, ancient demons, and rival ninjas seeking ultimate power. Doku's massacre of the Hayabusa village sets the emotional tone, and the deeper Ryu goes, the more he uncovers about Vigor Empire's demonic corruption. The plot weaves ancient prophecy with modern conflict, while building Ryu into a symbol of relentless discipline. It's straightforward but sharp, focused entirely on surviving wave after wave of supernatural murder machines. Gameplay remains some of the hardest ever put to console. Precision inputs, punishing enemies, and ruthless boss patterns keep you on edge. Ultimate techniques, weapon mastery, and movement tech give serious players tons to experiment with. Riding that momentum, the next entry explores stylish witchcraft with unapologetic flair. Bayonetta. This next game pulls you into a world where angels aren't benevolent. They're monstrous, otherworldly executioners. You play as an Umbra witch who wakes from a 500-year slumber with fragmented memories tied to a forbidden child from two rival clans. As Bayonetta hunts for answers, she learns about the Right Eye, the Lumen Sage's ancient conflict with the Umbra witches, and the manipulation of fate by the deity Jubileus. The story is all about prophecy, betrayal, and cosmic balance, all wrapped in over-the-top charm. Even while cracking jokes, you always feel the looming weight of divine schemes behind Bayonetta's journey. Gameplay is buttery smooth. Dodge offset, wicked weaves, weapon switching, and combo expression create limitless room for creativity. It's stylish action at its peak. Up next, we keep the style high, but step into demon hunting legacy. Devil May Cry 5. Next up, we have a game that pushes the Spada family saga toward its emotional climax. The plot follows Nero, Dante, and the mysterious V as they confront Urizen, a demonic king whose rise threatens the entire human world. Throughout the story, Nero's search for identity, Dante's confrontation with his own past, and V's secrets tied to Virgil make every chapter feel like a payoff to years of lore. The Qliphoth tree draining human blood, the fractured brothers' rivalry, and Nero forging his own destiny tie together into a mature, character-driven narrative. Gameplay splits across three styles. Nero uses devil breakers, Dante weapon swaps through an arsenal, and V summons demons to fight for him. From family drama, we head straight into the world that inspired half these modern dark fantasies.
Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights, and the furtive pygmy.
Dark Souls. The first Dark Soul game introduces the cursed kingdom of Lordran, where the Age of Fire decays and the undead cycle trapped souls in endless repetition. You rise as the chosen undead, guided loosely by prophecy and the dying ambitions of gods clinging to fading power. Gwyn's burnout, the furtive pygmy's legacy, and the manipulation by Frampt and Carthy create a story built on lies buried under myth. Every area, from Blighttown to Anor Londo, feels like a fragment of a fallen civilization whose rulers couldn't escape their own hubris. It's a narrative about cycles, sacrifice, and the decay of belief. Gameplay is methodical and punishing. Stamina management, shield timing, and learning enemy patterns form the core loop. Bosses like Ornstein and Smurf cement the game as a brutal rite of passage. From this foundation, Team Ninja pushed things even further.
A lone warrior must restore honor to his clan. He seeks justice for the fallen.
Ninja Gaiden II. This sequel expands Ryu Hayabusa's war against demonic forces as the Spider Ninja Clan resurrects the Archfiend. The story leans heavily into ancient prophecies, rival ninja clans, and monstrous overlords hungry to reshape the world. Ryu's journey spans global locations, each overrun by fiends unleashed by the High Priest of the Black Spider Clan. The plot is fast, bloody, and focused entirely on stopping an apocalyptic resurrection while avenging attacks on the dragon lineage. Gameplay is faster and more aggressive than the first. Limbs fly, obliteration techniques punish wounded enemies, and mobility buffs make Ryu deadlier than ever. Staying with apocalyptic stakes, the next entry blends myth and epic journey in a very different flavor. Darksiders II. This next game shifts perspective to Death, the most feared of the Four Horsemen, as he fights to clear his brother War's name after the apocalypse is triggered prematurely. The story dives into ancient Nephilim lore, the corruption poisoning the Tree of Life, and the cosmic politics between makers, angels, and demons. Death's quest to resurrect humanity becomes a mythic odyssey filled with regret, loyalty, and the weight of millennia-old sins. You uncover how fragile the balance between realms really is, and why restoring humankind is the only path to correcting creation's imbalance. Gameplay mixes loot-driven progression with fast hack-and-slash combat. Scythes, secondary weapons, and skill trees push customization, while climbing and light puzzles break up the slicing. Speaking of mythic journeys, the next one explodes into pure rage-fueled anime chaos.
What I do know is, if I save Mithra, this hell will finally end!
Asura's Wrath. This game plays like a mythological opera turned up to 11. You follow Asura, a demigod betrayed by his fellow guardian generals, framed for regicide, stripped of his powers, and separated from his daughter. What unfolds is a cosmic revenge saga where Asura claws his way through gods, planet-sized monstrosities, and centuries of reincarnation to reclaim his child. The plot explores corruption within divine ranks, humanity manipulated as fuel, and Asura's refusal to bow to fate. It's all emotion, betrayal, and defiance at absurd but powerful scale. Gameplay mixes light beat-em-up segments with cinematic QTE combat. You're here for spectacle, and the game never stops delivering. And if we're talking revenge sagas, nothing matches the fury of a Spartan god-killer. God of War 3. This 2010 God of War release unleashes Kratos' final march against Olympus. After Zeus betrays him yet again, Kratos partners with the Titans to storm Mount Olympus and rip the Pantheon apart. The plot escalates into a full apocalypse as you confront gods like Poseidon, Hermes, Hera, and finally Zeus in battles that reshape the world. The deeper you go, the more the story exposes the cycle of patricide, vengeance, and the destruction that follows Kratos' rage. By the end, the world is nearly unrecognizable, and Kratos' self-inflicted tragedy hits its peak. Gameplay delivers cinematic brutality. Blades of Exile, Testus, and magic abilities turn combat into an operatic slaughter. Set pieces like scaling Gaia or fighting inside Kronos feel massive. Finally, we wrap things up with a samurai tale that helped inspire many hack-and-slash classics.
Men! Fight and die with honor!
Onimusha Warlords. Closing the list, Onimusha returns us to late Sengoku Japan, where samurai Samanosuke Akechi battles the demonic Genma army after they abduct Princess Yuki. The story ties historical figures like Nobunaga Oda to supernatural resurrection, creating all political ambition and demonic manipulation. Samanosuke's struggle to protect the innocent while confronting the Genma's growing influence gives the narrative a grounded but eerie tone. The ties between human ambition and demonic power form the backbone of the plot, and the pacing keeps the stakes personal yet epic. Gameplay gives us sword combat with soul absorption, puzzle solving, and fixed camera tension. It's slower than modern hack-and-slash titles, but the atmosphere and precision still hold up. And with that, you've got 15 ultra-brutal, story-heavy hack-and-slash games worth diving into right now. And that wraps up 15 absolute bangers that deliver pure carnage, unforgettable storytelling, and some of the most intense action you'll ever experience. Even if you lean toward mythic showdowns, cosmic nightmares, samurai tragedies, or stylish demon hunting, this lineup covers every flavor of hack-and-slash brutality. So pick the ones that speak to your playstyle, dive into their worlds, and enjoy the chaos. If you want a follow-up list, deeper dives, or platform breakdowns, just let me know. We can go even harder next time.
You shall die!